guys, it's Dave, and it's been a while since I caught you up on what's going on with me since I finished the Ultimate Reset. I have been doing less meals pump. I'm on week 7 right now. I am absolutely loving this workout. More about that workout later. Right now, I want to focus on supplements. So my theory with supplements for a while has been that what you really want to do is be addressing your base nutrition, okay? So get the basics in check first. I get a lot of emails from people and they're like, hey, I'm down at the local supplement shop and I bought this 900-gallon tub with this guy on the cover with no neck, and I want to look like a guy with no neck, so I'm going to take this stuff. Will it work? Maybe is the answer, but I know it won't work if you don't have your base nutrition in check. Okay, if you're drinking soda and eating pizza, I don't care what the guy on the tub looks like, because I guarantee you, guy on the tub is not eating pizza and drinking soda. Okay, so get your base nutrition right first. That starts with whole foods. Okay, eating a lot of whole foods, good healthy foods, drinking a ton of water. Then for me, I take Shakeology and an omega-3 every single day. That takes care of the base. Okay, so I got that sorted out. I don't take a whole lot on top of that. Okay, I'll take energy and endurance before certain workouts if I feel like I really need to get charged up for them. And then after really, really intense efforts where I'm operating at or above my anaerobic threshold, I will take recovery formula as a way to recover from those and replenish the glycogen in my muscles. But after just a regular strength training workout, that's not something I would typically do. That's all sort of based on paleo theory, which I'll touch on later. But Beachbody has released a new line of supplements. And they did that in conjunction with a program called Body Beast, which is a sort of bulk up, guy with no neck sort of program. They're talking about 10 pounds of muscle in 90 days, which is kind of crazy if you know what 10 pounds of muscle looks like on somebody. It's nuts. And they released this new line of supplements, and so I am taking the new line of supplements. So I'm just going to keep doing less meals because I love less meals. I'm totally digging this workout. So the first one is Base Shake. Thank you, Carl. Huge addition here. We had before a whey concentrate that just wasn't that great. I mean, it certainly wasn't something that was anywhere near as good as Shakeology. And so this is awesome. 120 calories, 18 grams of protein. That's high protein content for that low cal amount. We have whey isolate, whey concentrate, some egg protein, and some milk protein. So you have these different proteins that release at different rates. Very nice, complex shake. Thank you. Very happy about that. Oh, and it's neutral flavor. So you can add it to Shakeology. It doesn't change the flavor profile. It's basically sort of flavorless, which is cool. I like that. It gives you a lot of options. Suma, Super Suma, actually, according to the label. Hopefully you can see that. Suma was in the original formulation of Shakeology. The greenberry and chocolate had Suma in it. They did not put it in the Tropical Vegan, and one of the reasons they didn't is because Suma, under the World Anti-Doping Association's rules, tests as a steroid. It is not a steroid, but it tests as one. So Olympic athletes, certain endurance athletes, anybody who was subject to that testing protocol, Shakeology was out for them. So the vegan made that change, which was really nice. They have decided to just completely remove it from all of the Shakeology formulations. But I like my Suma, so I'm going to continue taking Suma, and I'm going to do it by taking these, which is cool. The next thing is creatine. Creatine monohydrate. Basically what it does is, and this is simplifying things, but it allows your muscles to retain more water, so you get more of a puffed up look. Gives you the impression of having more muscle. I've used creatine on and off since we started working out with Power 90 in 2003 with kind of mixed results. I mean, I can definitely see and feel what it's doing. I'm not necessarily a fan of that look, so I usually like the leaner, especially being a cyclist. You don't want to be holding a bunch of extra water unless you're working out in the heat or something. So creatine, but I'm taking it. Again, it's part of the supplement line. I want to figure all this stuff out and see what I think about it. So the last one is going to be probably the one that's a little bit controversial and is going to raise the eyebrow of all my paleo friends out there. In January of 2009, I read Mark Sisson's Primal Blueprint, fell in love with that. After that, read Joe Friel's Paleo Diet for Athletes and figured out how to make that work for endurance training, which was really cool. And I've really been doing that ever since, and just sort of adjust my carb intake based on whatever my activity is. Different carb intake when I'm getting ready for, I'm doing a half Ironman. I'm going to ride the bike leg of half Ironman in September. My carb intake is going to change. from what it would be normally if I'm just doing, less mils, pump, whatever. So this is a bit of a departure from that. This is Fuel Shot. Fuel Shot, here are the numbers. 210 calories, sorry, 47 grams of carbs, 24 of which are sugars, and 5 grams of protein. So this is a bunch of sugar right here. Now, why on earth would you take a whole bunch of sugar? Again, I've been like the low sugar Nazi for the last few years, and that's really worked for me and a lot of other people, and I believe it's super, super effective. I'm kind of guinea pigging myself on this one, to be honest with you. What I've read so far in the literature, and again, these are associated with BodyBeast, this strength training bulk up type of program, is what bodybuilders do is during exercise and after exercise, they take stuff like this in order to spike their blood sugar, okay? Intentionally spiking blood sugar, which is a big no-no for paleo people. What happens when you do that is insulin is generated by the body. That is all part of the process that converts that glucose into glycogen, puts that glycogen in your muscles and your liver. Now, if you're burning the glycogen out of your muscles and your liver by working really hard, which I know I am with less mils because it's like you're done and your body just shakes and it burns and burns and burns, then that's great. You want to replace that glycogen quickly so that your muscles can start repair and you can come back fighting hard the next day. If you're sitting on the couch, this is like having a Coke. I mean, from a sugar perspective anyway, it's obviously not like having a Coke. From a sugar perspective, that's about what you've got here. So I wouldn't recommend that for anybody who's doing that. Not something I would normally do. Even after a workout like a pump workout, I wouldn't necessarily take this. But the reason bodybuilders do this is not only does that process happen where the glycogen is replaced in the muscles, but you can kind of piggyback stuff like creatine and get even more of these nutrients, I suppose, into the muscles and therefore promote yet another level of muscle growth. So that's what I'm trying, and I'm just going to do it with pump. I may do BodyBeast in the fall, but I got to get past that half Ironman first. So until then, I'm just going to keep doing pump because I'm loving it and it gives me tons of flexibility, and I can mix in bike rides because there's days where it's like go for a walk, great, I'll go for a bike ride, or go surf on my stand-up board or whatever. So anyway, that's the new supplement line. I'm pretty excited about it. It's been about 9 days. I've noticed, some moderate gains. Again, I feel like a little bit more puffed up, which is probably just the creatine. I am noticing some strength gains tonight. I did the chest segment of pump and shred with 40 pounds on the bar, and it doesn't sound like much, but do it for 5 minutes. It's brutal. And so I'm definitely starting to see some gains. I'll keep everybody up to date. I got my body fat tested right at the beginning of phase 2. It was 14%. And I'm going to get it tested again at the end of phase 2, take some pictures, show you where I was at the end of the reset, where I'm at now, and kind of what's going on. So that's it. That's the update. If you have information on this Fuel Shot stuff and why bodybuilders spike their insulin all the time, I would love to read that stuff because, again, I'm kind of just taking this on faith and just guinea pigging it a little bit here, which I think is not a bad thing to do every now and then. So that's it. We'll be in touch. Thanks. Bye.